Hello, everybody. Welcome to my new Sunday market breakdown. So we start with the DXY as usually. The DXY is the US dollar currency index. So what we were saying about a few weeks ago was that we had here this natural W. So we had the first leg, second leg, third leg, same lows. We expected the same highs, which can still happen. After an impulse, we can receive some correction and then here an impulse. Or if we take the fib from this high here till this low, you can see between the 78.60 and the 61.80, we reversed, so we can go to the downside. The only thing we now have is this weekly bullish candle close. It's not a convincing one because we have here the sellers kicking in and the buyers kicking in, so it doesn't know what it wants to do. The only thing I can see on the daily is that we had made a clear pattern. So on the daily, we had here this shoulder 1, had shoulder 2, which I forecasted previous week that I was looking for at head and shoulders. And after that impulse here, we received a correction counter to a trend and we just touched this shoulder 1 zone. And now we received a daily bearish candle close as indication for potential more downside momentum. So that's what I can see. And yeah, we have also here the smaller bearish W also that can play with it. So we have a pattern within a pattern that can play with us to the downside till the daily -27 till that monthly low region. So if I go to the 4-hour, on the 4-hour, we are still, bullish because we have here this first leg, second leg, third leg. This is the higher low holding the price up. So if we can break beneath that, then we can make this shoulder 1 head shoulder 2. So that's nice to see if that can play out. So then the first pair I'm looking at is USDJPY. So on USDJPY, what can we see? USDJPY on the weekly. On the weekly, we are bullish. So what we expected from the DXY is to go to the downside and then possibly making some correction and then going back to the downside. But what we can see on USDJPY is that we have a very impulsive move to the upside. We are trading bullish. So we have that weekly bullish candle close. So we went to the daily. And on the daily, you can see we have here that bullish M. So we have here our first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg, possibly going back till that daily IC between all the red, blue candles. You have one red candle. So this can work like a magnet. So we can pull back to the downside. And this is already giving us a sign with that daily retrace candle, red candle for more possible downside momentum. We have that bullish M here, and we can go to that IC here. So that's the first thing I'm looking at. So on the 4-hour, what can we see on the 4-hour? We can see we are still trading bullish because this is our low, high, low, higher, high. So we are still trading that bullish M on the 4-hour, so we need to break it, possibly making head and shoulders and then some corrective nature, or making here the impulse and then the decel forming for potential more upside momentum. So that's what I can see. Then the next one, USD-CAD. So on the weekly, what can you see on the weekly? On the weekly, we are still bearish. So we had here our shoulder 1 here, head, shoulder 2, and we went to the downside. Then we made here a pattern, this bearish W. We can still possibly go to the upside to make this support zone that can act like resistance here. But we can also see that this last low here can act like resistance too here. The only thing that is with us is that weekly bullish candle close. We can have here also a fib completion here from the high here to the low, -27. So we have two criteria. We have the fib with us here, and we have a candle. But we have here some supply and demand, so that can hold us potentially down, and this can also be tapped. So this is what I can see. So then I went to a daily because I have not a lot of time anymore on my FTMO because it will end on 5 July. So I've still 3 more days, 6, till 6 July, I think it was. So I need to, make some trades. because now I went to the daily. And what can I see on the daily? You have that shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2. We have that daily to retrace candles for potentially more downside momentum. So the price can come back to that zone, and then we can go to the daily minus 27. So that's the trade that I'm looking at. It's a lower potential trade because you have not a lot of criteria with you. I think you have also one if you don't count this FIB completion with you, because this is actually the higher FIB from the higher till the low, so we didn't have a FIB completion. So it's actually one criteria of the 4 that is with us, just a candle. So, but it's necessary to take these trades for this upcoming week. So yeah, and on the 4-hour, what can you see on the 4-hour? Just some kind of impulse, and then we can expect corrective nature counter to the trend, which is already forming here. As you can see, impulse like this, so we can form that. We had here also kind of smaller shoulder 1, head shoulder 2, not a valid one because I see this as one impulse because the wicks go over into each other here. So this is one high for me. So we can receive after that impulse corrective nature counter to the trend for potentially more upside momentum. That's what I can see right now. So then the next one, EURNZD. So if I go to the weekly, what can you see on the weekly? The weekly is still bullish. We have this major bullish M, first leg, second leg, third leg. What we can see potentially is, okay, we have here that double top, but we are still bullish. We have that weekly bullish candle with us. We had that pattern with us, shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2. We had here also a pattern. We had here that bullish M with us, which is already in play. So we can still look for bullish momentum because all the criteria is with us, only the weekly highs potentially, but yeah, we cannot look to that because all of the rest things are bullish. So I went to the daily, and what I saw on the daily is we have here that bullish M, we have here that first leg, second leg, third leg, fourth leg going back. We can potentially trade a pattern, bullish M or something, or we can go more to the downside to make here a diesel or other pattern. So I went to the 4-hour then, and what I can see after an impulse, all of these are blue candles, then we receive some correction. So if you have some more correction like this, it would be nice, or we can make here that impulse like this, then we have the shoulder 1 here, head, shoulder 2, then we can enter on the trades here for the long till the daily minus 27 here, like this, round number, yeah, is 50, like this 50, and then yeah, for around 4% will be enough. 4-5%, yeah, 4 would be enough on that inverted and shoulder. So that's the thing we can look for, or we can go more to the downside to make diesel or that kind of a bullish M under a previous lower high. So then EURGBP as the last one I'm looking at potentially. So at the weekly, what can you see on the weekly? We are still bullish if we look to the major picture. We have our low, this is our high, this is our high week, this is high, just a week high, this is one impulse. And we had here also that double top, that's why we went to the same lows. So we had here a natural M, so we had here then that bigger bullish M, same highs, we expect same lows. We went below that same lows, but we received after that some bullish candle, 2 bullish candle closes actually. And we can act like a magnet here because between all the red candles you have one blue candle which can work like a magnet, so the price can go to that IC here of that weekly to that can play against us then here, or potentially more downside momentum to go back till that buying zone here. So that's what I can see. So then I went till the daily. So the daily, what I saw on the daily was we had here that inverted and shoulders. So we had an inverted and shoulders without the clear break. So we have our shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2, and then we went to the upside. So if I take my Fibonacci from this high here, low till this high, you had here almost a minus 27 FIB completion, but I can still look now for that bullish M. So we have here a bullish M, so that's why I drew this FIB from this low till this high, because we have that bullish M now. So then I will look on the 4-hour for a pattern. And yeah, if you receive some kind of bullish M here, under a previous lower high, that not touching this lower high, then we can trade it to the upside for more upside momentum. So that's what I can see right now. For this upcoming week, there are some other trades I'm looking for, but these ones need to have some more time to develop, and we will see what will happen. So guys, have a nice trading week and trade carefully, and yeah, do your best. So have a nice trading week and see you next week. Bye.